stretches for your shoulders, because surfing with painful shoulders really sucks. So here's some things you can do to take care of them. These are some basic stretches and tissue release around the shoulder girdle just to get you moving well. So first thing you ought to know, all right, think of alignment. Good alignment, I've got good range of motion of the shoulder. Bad alignment, computer posture, right? Literally that's as far up as I can get my arm. But as soon as I come into better alignment of glenohumeral joints, where the scapula is sitting on the rib cage, much better alignment. And my spine is also contributing to that. So we want to start opening up excessively tight tissue to restore some range of motion. Tennis ball, this is a lacrosse ball, or tennis ball. These are taped tennis balls. You can use either. You can do this against a wall. I'm going to demo against the floor. Front of the shoulder, come just inside that. And you've got this big area in here. That's all this pec major tissue and pec minor tissue. Throw that into anatomy on Google, right? Basically, put a ball in there and rub it out. And do so calm and chill and breathe and relax. And you're just trying to open up tissue. So what I'm going to do on the floor, put my arm into a position. This is abduction of the humerus. This starts to stretch all that pec major tissue and a bit of that pec minor tissue. And I start rubbing around with that lacrosse ball. So I tend to rarely use lacrosse balls for this nowadays. And I go tennis ball because it's just softer. And what you're doing with a lot of this tissue release is sending information to the nervous system to relax, chill, release some tension if there is excessive tension. And if it's too much pressure or too much pain, you're grimaced and tight, so it needs to be relaxed, chill, breathe, and just roll through that tissue. So you can see what I'm doing here. I can change arm position. There's a nice kind of tight spot, so I might kind of do some like angel wing positions on the floor. You can do this up against a wall as well for angle's sake. Not the best for you, but arm out, and you would just start getting into that chest tissue. Spend about 2 minutes per shoulder, rub all through there, right? We're really trying to positively affect that tissue. And then a basic stretch. This is more of a pec minor stretch position. Come out to this kind of scarecrow T, or even a little higher if it's too painful to come lower. And all you're going to lightly do is bring the chest a couple centimeters forward and then a few degrees turning away. This should be a light stretch, kind of deep into that pec tissue. And I'm just going to sit here and breathe. Big breath in. Maybe I bring my sternum, chest a little further forward, a few degrees more away. And again, we're really getting some pec minor here, a bit of pec major. Now we'll go after pec major. So we come from that kind of scarecrow T position to arm out stretch. Again, this could be on against a wall. You're going to turn your chest away from the hand, and you can hit different angles because this is big fan of pectoralis major tissue. In different angle positions is going to hit kind of some different fibers. So just turn the chest, sternum away. What needs to happen here, this shoulder cannot be rolled forward. If there's an excessively tight pec minor muscle, which we should have just released, it pulls that shoulder forward, and you're putting a whole lot of stress and tension on the anterior capsule and maybe biceps tendons. So get that shoulder back, right? Relaxed, open, pull away, stretch. Again, you can do this with the ball, both stretches, that T position, and I just lightly turn away, or I hit kind of those different angles for pec major. So now, we've opened up front of the shoulder. We're going to go after the lat. So this lat muscle, heavily used in paddling, connects from thoracolumbar fascia, so kind of pelvis almost, all the way up to front of the shoulder joint. And if it's excessively tight, it will pull a shoulder down and forward. So take tennis balls or a foam roller. I'll show you on the foam roller. First, get into that armpit and just start, come a bit forward. You're probably hitting a bit more serratus anterior. But then if you kind of get onto that midline, it's this big chunk of muscle tissue here. It's the lat and the teres major. Both of them are internal rotators of the humerus. They pull that arm and potentially the shoulder inward. Roll, breathe, calm, chill, spend some time, maybe 2 minutes. Get some nasty spots. You can do a little bit of a pin and stretch. I prefer, and I travel with, use tennis balls. Same process. So you can just get more specific with a tennis ball. Again, lacrosse balls can be a bit unnecessarily dense and heavy. Don't always have to go that hard. So we've spent a minute or two. We're now going to stretch. I'll show you with a ball, but a yoga child's pose is a great move for this as well. Because of the attachments of the lat, what we need to first organize is the pelvis position. If I'm butt out, I have essentially shortened the lat muscle because it comes from here all the way down to here. I need to go into a posterior tilt. So kind of round the low back, but tuck the pelvis under. And now I'm stretching the lat from here and also here. Reach the hands away from the shoulder, round under, and then lightly bring the chest towards the floor. You should start feeling a good stretch through here. Good big breaths. Big expansive inhale, exhales. I'll show you on this arm. Big expansive inhale, exhales to expand the ribs. You can sit that butt back a little as you reach the arm forward, and then you can start bringing the arm across the body. And then you start opening up this whole lateral line and probably even getting into some of the low back tissue like the QL. You can do that with the yoga child's pose. Sit into a yoga child's pose, but we'll go one arm at a time. Bring one arm, palm up, into the front of the body. So I come from straight out to midline, and now I sit that same side hip away from the hand. Use the ground to traction that arm. Big stretch around armpit, maybe even into the low back. 2 easy bits of tissue work and stretches that all surfers should know how to do, because happy shoulders equals happier surfing. Ah, isn't that nice? Some Bob Ross and some happy trees and happy surfing and happy shoulders. It's easy. It's simple. Use it. Check out way more good stuff on surfstrengthcoach.com. I'm Chris Mills. Thank you for watching. Peace.